First of all, before you even start, you must weigh and measure. Why? Because you have to have a starting point. You see, you're never going to appreciate point B if you don't know where point A is. The next critical cofactor is in this jar. This is one of the most important and powerful cofactors in allowing the body to get rid of the bad stuff, which we call toxins. I'm in this beautiful place and the sun's out, so normally people would be putting on, a sunscreen, but sometimes they get burned and they've used aloe vera. But again, major misunderstanding about aloe vera. Because most aloe vera that you're going to see, or a lot of it I should say, it'll say whole leaf aloe vera. Now that sounds terrific, but when they take the whole leaf, they actually take the plant and they crush it up, and as they do that, they actually destroy the most important nutrient inside the aloe. The way you want to take aloe is you open it up and there's this white gel inside called the inner heart fillet. It is in that inner heart fillet where lie these very powerful toxin hunters called polysaccharides. Now it sounds like a big word, and it is, but basically what a polysaccharide does, it works the same way that glutathione, going in and attaching itself to a toxic molecule, pulling it apart, making it water soluble so it can pass out through our kidneys and into our liver and then out the body. It is so important that you understand that these polysaccharides are one of the building blocks of the body's preventative intervention to go on offense against these toxins. And when people get a whole leaf aloe vera, what they don't understand is that in breaking that plant apart, there's an enzyme in the leaf of the plant that destroys the polysaccharides in the aloe vera. So the way to process, make sure when you get your aloe vera, it's what's called a low temperature spray dried aloe. That's extremely important. And what that does, it allows those polysaccharides to be preserved. But one of the key components to making this a super aloe vera, a super toxin hunter, is to add the 70 trace minerals that we've talked about that are so critical, that literally are part of the periodic table. If we went back 100 or 200 million years ago, when the earth was teeming with life, teeming with rainforests, the earth was also having huge volcanic eruptions. And what was happening is, from literally the core, from the center of the earth, was bringing up all these minerals and the components that actually made up the earth itself. And those are the periodic table. And those are things like gold and silver, but molybdenum and boron and selenium. Each one of those trace minerals, although very minute, have very specific functions to assist the body in what I call the delivery system. What's the delivery system? The delivery system of the human body in great part is powered by enzymes. Enzymes are so important they actually use them on oil spills, like on the ocean, to break the oil apart and make it become less harmful to the environment. But enzymes also have hundreds of different functions in the human body. They help to detoxify us. They act as antioxidants to actually take free radicals and disassemble them, make them not harmful to the human body. But what powers the enzyme is the trace mineral. So trace minerals become such an important part of this whole delivery system of nutrients to our cells. And these trace minerals are the things, when they talk about our depleted soils, that's really what's been destroyed with herbicides and pesticides. Nearly all of them, according to nutrition expert Joel D. Wallach, are almost gone from our earthly foods. So the minute amounts that are left are not enough to really support the function, to fire up the engines of detox, which are glutathione and these polysaccharides. In my hand, I'm holding this tiny little, I call it a mini meal. It's made from this super whey protein shake from New Zealand. It includes all of the things in the whey protein shake along with the minerals. Now, I want to introduce you to a new concept. This has nothing to do with appetite suppression. This has everything to do with appetite support. The point is that this is probably in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 calories. It doesn't necessarily have to be in this form. You could make it just a little bit of it and eat it in between as your day goes by to help support your body in simply giving it more nutrients. The concept of calories is so overrated and so misunderstood. Your body doesn't care about calories. It can't count calories. As a matter of fact, the only way it can actually count calories is in a laboratory. So it's very important that we enhance and magnify the impact of nutritional density. Nothing to do with calories. And if you give your body support, a little bit more support, 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, you're going to find yourself not hungry, even though it has nothing to do with the amount of calories. That's what's going to stun you. So again, what if you didn't know what you think you know and you thought, well, I'm not getting enough calories? Your body doesn't give a hoot about calories. It only cares about nutrients. Now, along those lines, I also suggest that you have some form of a I call this a super vitamin, a highly concentrated combination of botanicals, things like apple cider vinegar, things like green tea, and you could so enhance your human potential and what's possible simply by understanding and giving your body these massive amounts of nutrients in what I call nutritional density. Now you begin to do what we call deep cleanse. Now on those deep cleanse days, you're going to need the mini meals that we talked about that are made from the whey protein, your super vitamin, and most importantly, this incredible aloe vera, the super aloe vera that we told you how to make. And you consume 4 ounces of that 4 times a day. On those days, those are your meals. Well, what do you mean I can't eat solid food? Well, you have to understand that in order to assist your body in naturally cleansing itself, you must basically suspend the digestive tract. So you're drastically lowering the calories, but the key is you're massively infusing your body with the nutrients, the trace minerals, all the things that the body craves and desires. And during that first 24 hours of just consuming the aloe, the mini meals, and the super vitamin, your body's going to burn off excess sugar, which is called glycogen. At the end of that 24-hour period, your body must make a choice, just like it does on a diet. Here's the difference. On a diet, and this is why doctors will say, don't lose more than 1 pound a week on a diet. I totally agree, because you tend to lose lean muscle mass. Why? Because when the body gets to that low choice point, it only can choose fat or muscle. And on a diet, because you have so few nutrients, the body chooses muscle. It burns the muscle for energy, and there you lose your lean muscle mass. But not using this technology. What happens is, at the end of the 24 hours, when your body comes to the choice point of, I have fat to burn or I have muscle to burn, it has this huge stockpile of all of these nutrients and minerals from the super shakes and from the aloe vera. So what it does is, wait a minute, I've got all this extra fat over here in which I'm storing all this junk, all these chemicals, and it begins to use it for fuel. It now burns that fat, releasing those toxins, and now in come the super toxin hunters, the glutathione and the polysaccharide from the aloe vera, pulling those toxins apart by attaching themselves to those molecules and now flushing it out to the kidneys and the liver. And this is why you need to continue to restockpile, to reinforce your armies of all of these toxin hunters. You know what my biggest paycheck is? The psychic income. To have someone call me up and say, Peter, you're not going to believe what happened to me. You know, in the beginning I go, oh my gosh, tell me. Now they call me up, they go, you're not going to believe what happened. I go, I might.